It's 2:17 a.m. The house is quiet, but your mind isn't. You've turned from side to side more times than you can count. The blanket feels too warm than too cold. Your pillow? Not quite right either. You glance at the clock again. You sigh and wonder, why is sleep so hard? Especially when you feel so tired. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Millions of older adults struggle with sleep, even after long days. I recently spoke with Mr. Harold, a 74-year-old retired teacher, who told me something that stuck. I go to bed at 9, wake up at 5, and still feel like I haven't slept at all. He tried everything, from herbal teas to over-the-counter sleep aids. Nothing helped for long. The pills made him groggy. The teas lost their effect. And like many others, he began to accept poor sleep as just another part of aging. But it doesn't have to be that way. Today, I want to share with you something simple, something gentle, and most importantly, something that works without medication, without gadgets, and without spending a dime. It's called the 3-point tapping method. This isn't a trendy trick from social media. It's a deeply calming practice that's quietly becoming a bedtime ritual among thousands of seniors across the country. Why? Because it works. In just a few minutes each night, this technique helps settle your thoughts, relax your muscles, and prepare your body for the kind of deep, uninterrupted sleep you haven't had in years. No pills, no machines, just your fingertips and a few moments of calm focus. In this video, I'll walk you through exactly how to do it, and more importantly, why it's so effective. You'll learn how gently tapping 3 areas on your body, the center of your forehead, your temples, and the back of your neck, can signal your nervous system to let go of stress and ease you into sleep, naturally. If you've been feeling tired even after sleeping, or if anxiety and tension are stealing your nights, please stay with me. This small habit might change the way you sleep forever. Before we begin, take a moment to subscribe to this channel. We share natural, safe, and effective tips for better health after 60, especially for those of us who want to feel strong, rested, and at peace without relying on medication. Now let's begin your journey back to deep, peaceful sleep, one tap at a time. Why sleep becomes difficult after age 60. Sleep changes as we age. That's a simple truth, though not always a welcome one. After turning 60, many people start to notice that they don't sleep like they used to. Falling asleep takes longer. Staying asleep becomes harder. And even if you clock 7 or 8 hours in bed, you may still wake up feeling drained. Why is that? A big part of the answer lies in your body's chemistry. First, melatonin levels naturally decline with age. Melatonin is the hormone that tells your brain when it's time to sleep. When there's less of it, your body's ability to wind down gets weaker. Second, your circadian rhythm, the internal clock that helps you sleep at night and feel awake during the day, can get disrupted. It becomes less responsive to light, temperature, and time cues. That's why some older adults find themselves waking up at 3 or 4 a.m., unable to go back to sleep. But that's just the beginning. Chronic health conditions, like arthritis, high blood pressure, or diabetes, can make it physically harder to rest. Discomfort, pain, or the need to use the bathroom during the night interrupts sleep. Medications often add to the problem, especially those that affect the brain or bladder. Then there's anxiety. Concerns about health, family, or even the future can weigh heavily at night. The quiet hours before bed are when the mind tends to wander, sometimes toward worry, sometimes toward fear. That stress keeps the nervous system alert, making it harder to fall asleep. And finally, there are habits we don't always notice. Using a smartphone or watching TV before bed might feel relaxing, but the blue light from those screens sends signals to your brain that it's still daytime. That suppresses melatonin production even further. You might not even realize how much artificial light is interfering with your sleep until you try going without it. All of these factors build up. One night of bad sleep becomes 2, then a week, then months, and soon it feels normal to wake up tired, even after a full night in bed. But here's the key message. Poor sleep is not just a normal part of aging. It's the result of physical, emotional, and environmental imbalances that can be corrected with the right knowledge and a little consistency. Your body still knows how to sleep. Your brain still wants to rest. You just need to give it the signals and the space to do so. And that's where the 3-point tapping method comes in. In the next section, we'll explore exactly how this method helps reset your nervous system and ease your body into the natural sleep it's been missing. The 3-point tapping method, how and why it works. Your nervous system has two main settings: go and rest. In science terms, we call them the sympathetic and parasympathetic systems. The sympathetic side is your fight or flight response. Great for emergencies, but terrible for bedtime. The parasympathetic side? That's your rest and digest mode. And that's exactly what we want at night. The 3-point tapping method gently activates your parasympathetic nervous system. With nothing but your fingers, you send a message to your brain and body: it's safe now. You can relax. So how does it work? Each tapping point was chosen for a reason. These aren't random spots. They're areas deeply connected to your central nervous system, places where a light touch can spark a big calming effect. Point 1 is the center of your forehead, right between your eyebrows and slightly above. This spot is tied to your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for thoughts, planning, and emotions. At night, this area often stays overactive. It replays worries. It reviews conversations. It imagines worst-case scenarios. Tapping here helps interrupt that loop. Point 2 is your temples. These are sensitive, nerve-rich areas on both sides of your head. Tapping here helps release tension, especially for people who wake up with tightness around the eyes or forehead. It also improves circulation and helps ease the mind into quiet. Point 3 is the back of your neck, just where the base of your skull meets the top of your spine. This is a place where stress builds up, especially in older adults. Tapping here helps unlock that tension and improve blood flow to your brain. But there's more than just physical touch involved. When you combine tapping with deep breathing, slow inhales through the nose and gentle exhales through the mouth, you create a rhythm. That rhythm slows your heart rate, relaxes your muscles, and tells your brain it's time to let go. Now here's something fascinating. Tapping these areas doesn't just relax you, it also helps increase serotonin, the feel-good chemical in your brain. And serotonin is what your body uses to make melatonin, the sleep hormone. So with just a few minutes of tapping and breathing, you're supporting the entire system your body uses to fall asleep. It's simple. It's free. And both traditional medicine and modern science agree. It works. Eastern acupressure practices have long used these areas to treat anxiety, tension, and insomnia. Western studies now show how stimulating these nerves can lower stress hormones and activate the body's natural rest state. It's not magic. It's biology. And for many seniors, it's been the missing key. In the next part, I'll guide you step by step through how to tap each point, the exact location, the rhythm, the breathing, and the mindset to bring it all together. Step-by-step guide to the 3 points. Now that you know why the 3-point tapping method works, it's time to get practical. In this section, I'll walk you step by step through exactly how to perform each tap, how to breathe with it, and what sensations to focus on. Each of the 3 tapping points serves a unique purpose. Done gently and mindfully, they help guide your body and mind into deep rest. 4.1. Forehead, Yin Tang Acupressure Point. Location and role. This point sits right between your eyebrows, just about 1 to 1.2 inches, or 2 to 3 centimeters, above. Known in traditional Chinese medicine as the Yin Tang point, it's long been used to treat insomnia, anxiety, and tension. In modern science, it aligns with the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for overthinking, problem-solving, and processing emotions. When you're lying in bed replaying conversations or worrying about tomorrow, this area is likely overactive. How to tap. Sit or lie down comfortably. Use your index or middle finger on your dominant hand. Place it on the center of your forehead. Begin tapping gently, just enough to feel a subtle vibration, not a hard thump. The rhythm should be slow and steady, about 1 tap per second. Think of the pace of your breathing. Pair with breathing. Inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4. Hold for 2. Exhale softly through your mouth for a count of 6. Repeat this breathing cycle at least 3 times while tapping. What to expect? You may feel a light tingling or warmth beneath your finger. Your eyes may start to feel heavy. That's your nervous system shifting gears. This point is especially useful for seniors who find it hard to shut off their minds. With consistent practice, many report falling asleep faster and waking up less often. 4.2. Temples, both sides of the head. Anatomy and purpose. Your temples are located just to the side of each eye, about 1 inch backward. These areas are rich in nerves and blood vessels, directly linked to the central nervous system. They're also sensitive to tension, especially for people who carry stress in their forehead, scalp, or jaw. Tapping here helps with mental fatigue, tension headaches, and tightness from screen use or jaw clenching. How to tap. Use the index or middle fingers on both hands. Place your fingers gently on each temple. Tap both sides simultaneously in a slow, rhythmic motion. You should feel a gentle pulsing sensation, not pain. Continue for 30 to 40 seconds. Breathing. Keep using the 4-2-6 pattern, or just let your breath flow naturally, whatever helps you stay relaxed and present. What it trains. Over time, tapping your temples before bed becomes a conditioning response, a signal to your brain that it's time to rest, like turning off a light switch. This is especially helpful for those who wake up with a heavy head, or those who find their sleep gets interrupted midway through the night. 4.3. Back of the neck, base of the skull. Why it matters. This is one of the most overlooked yet critical areas for relaxation. The base of the skull, where the neck meets the head, houses the cervical nerves, important blood vessels, and muscles that support posture. It's also where many people, especially older adults, store physical stress. If you've ever had tight shoulders or woken up with neck stiffness, this point could be the reason. How to tap. Sit or lie down in a comfortable position. Let your shoulders relax. Using your middle, ring, or pinky fingers, begin tapping along the back of your neck, just below the base of your skull, following the hairline. Move in a gentle arc from left to right, like forming a soft bridge behind your head. Keep your taps light. Imagine the rhythm of a lullaby. Breathing and visualization. As you tap, close your eyes and imagine each tap sending warmth down your spine. Breathe in through your nose, pause, and exhale through your mouth slowly. What it does. This tapping improves blood flow to the brain, reduces muscle tension, and helps the entire upper body unwind. When this area softens, it often feels like your whole system takes a deep breath. It's particularly helpful for those with posture-related fatigue, headaches, or trouble staying asleep due to discomfort. Putting it all together, your nightly routine. Now that you know each point and its role, here's how to combine them into a simple nightly ritual. Forehead tapping, 30 to 60 seconds. Temple tapping, 30 to 40 seconds. Back of neck tapping, about 1 minute. Pair each with slow, mindful breathing. Sit or lie quietly for 2 to 3 minutes after, just enjoying the stillness. This entire practice takes less than 5 minutes, yet can change the tone of your whole night. You might not notice a huge difference on night 1, but by night 3 or 5 or 7, many people begin to feel the shift. Fewer racing thoughts, a body that feels ready to rest, a mind that no longer fights the quiet. Simple bedtime habits to deepen your sleep. The 3-point tapping method is powerful on its own, but when paired with a few simple evening habits, it becomes even more effective. These practices don't require fancy equipment or dramatic lifestyle changes. Just gentle shifts in what you do during that quiet hour before bed. Let's explore 3 of the most helpful bedtime habits that can deepen your sleep, especially after 60. 5.1. Drink warm water with honey before bed. Sounds almost too simple. But a small cup of warm water mixed with a teaspoon of pure honey can make a big difference in how quickly and how deeply you fall asleep. Why it works. Honey is a natural source of glucose, a simple sugar that helps the brain release serotonin, the feel-good chemical that regulates your mood and nervous system. As serotonin rises, it converts into melatonin, your body's natural sleep hormone. Meanwhile, warm water gently soothes your digestive system. It helps relax your stomach, reduces internal tension, and signals the rest of your body that it's time to slow down. When and how to take it. Drink your honey water mix about 20 to 30 minutes before bed. The water should be warm, not hot. Sip it slowly in a quiet space, preferably with the lights dimmed. Many seniors say this small routine makes their body feel safe, cared for, and calm. Over time, it becomes a cue for rest, a soft ritual that the nervous system begins to recognize. 5.2. Turn off screens at least 1 hour before bed. You've heard this advice before, but let's take a deeper look at why it matters so much, especially as we age. Phones, tablets, televisions, all of them emit blue light, which mimics the brightness of daylight. When you use screens in the evening, your brain gets confused. It thinks it's still daytime, and as a result, it holds off on releasing melatonin. That means your natural sleep signals get delayed or blocked altogether. And it's not just the light. The information on those screens, news headlines, social media, dramatic shows, can trigger mental tension, even subtle anxiety. And that mental noise doesn't fade as soon as the screen turns off. What to do instead? Turn off electronics at least 60 minutes before bed. Dim the lights. Read a gentle book, write in a gratitude journal, or just sit quietly with soft music. You can also spend this time doing your 3-point tapping routine. Some seniors call this their digital fast, a time when they step away from devices and reconnect with their body's natural rhythm. After just a few nights, the change can feel remarkable. 5.3. Try 5 minutes of bedtime meditation or breath work. You don't need to be a yogi. You don't need a meditation app. And you don't have to sit cross-legged on the floor. Bedtime meditation can be as simple as this. Sit comfortably in a chair or lie in bed with your hands resting on your stomach. Close your eyes. Breathe in slowly through your nose, letting your belly rise. Pause for a moment. Exhale gently through your mouth, feeling your body soften. Repeat for about 5 minutes. If your thoughts wander, that's okay. Just gently bring your attention back to your breath. No pressure. No judgment. This simple breath work helps shift your brain into alpha and theta wave states, the waves that come just before sleep. It lowers your heart rate, calms your nerves, and brings your system into balance. To deepen the effect, you can add calming sounds, gentle rain, a soft breeze, flowing water, or peaceful sleep music. These natural rhythms help the brain feel safe, like being rocked in a cradle. For many, it becomes the perfect bridge between wakefulness and sleep, making it yours. These 3 habits, honey water, screen-free time, and gentle breath work, are simple. But when done consistently, they create a sleep-friendly environment that your nervous system begins to trust. Think of it like tuning an old radio. The signal is already there. You just need to find the right frequency. Combine these habits with your nightly 3-point tapping practice, and you'll be giving your body and brain every chance to return to natural, deep, restorative sleep. A real story, power of consistency. Let me take you to a quiet corner of the Midwest. A small rural town where the air is crisp, the days pass gently, and people still greet each other by name. In this town, nestled between fields and winding roads, sits a modest nursing home. Nothing fancy, just 1 story tall, with creaky wooden floors and flower beds kept tidy by the residents themselves. A few months ago, something unusual happened there. The staff, after seeing 1 too many sleepless nights among their residents, decided to try something new. Not a new pill, not a fancy machine, just an idea, the 3-point tapping method. They introduced it during a quiet evening session. The lights were dimmed. Calming music played softly in the background. Residents were invited to sit in their favorite chairs or lie in bed. A nurse, kind and patient, demonstrated the technique. Forehead, temples, back of the neck. Breathe in, breathe out, tap gently. At first, most of the seniors were skeptical. Some chuckled quietly, "What's this now, some sort of magic trick?" Others tried it half-heartedly. 1 or 2 didn't bother at all. But the staff continued, night after night. Not with pressure, not with expectations, just quiet encouragement. And slowly, things began to change. Mr. Ed, who hadn't slept a full night in over a year, stopped asking for his sleeping pills. Miss Clara, who often woke up 3 or 4 times a night, started staying asleep until dawn. Even residents who had never mentioned sleep problems reported feeling more rested, lighter, and even brighter in the morning. One woman said, "I can't explain it. It just feels like my body remembers how to fall asleep again, like it used to years ago." No one expected miracles, but the results felt nothing short of one. Not because of the tapping itself, but because of the consistency. You see, our bodies love rhythm, and our brains thrive on familiarity. Each night that those residents tapped, same fingers, same points, same breath, they sent the same message to their nervous system. It's okay now. We're safe. It's time to rest. Over the course of 3 weeks, the nursing home staff noticed fewer calls during the night, fewer complaints in the morning, more smiles at breakfast. They didn't just reclaim their sleep. They reclaimed something much more powerful, their peace of mind. And the best part? Anyone can do it. In a city or a small town, in a nursing home or in your own home, alone or with someone you love. All it takes is a few quiet minutes, a willingness to try, and the belief that you deserve a peaceful night. Let's take a moment to look back at everything you've learned. You've discovered a technique, the 3-point tapping method, that doesn't rely on medication, machines, or expensive treatments. Just your own hands, your breath, and a few quiet minutes before bed. You've learned how gently tapping the forehead, temples, and back of the neck helps activate the body's natural sleep response. You've seen how it calms the nervous system, releases tension, and helps produce melatonin, naturally. And you've explored 3 powerful bedtime habits. Drinking warm water with honey to support serotonin and soothe your body. Turning off screens to let your brain reset from artificial light and stimulation. Practicing slow breath work or simple meditation to guide your brain into deep rest. None of these habits are difficult. None of them are time-consuming. But when practiced consistently, they create an environment where sleep comes more easily, more deeply, and more peacefully. Now, if you're thinking, but I've had bad sleep for years, can something this simple really help? Let me say this clearly. You are never too old to sleep well again. Your body still remembers. Your brain still knows. And with a little patience, it will find its rhythm again. So here's my challenge to you. Try it for just 3 nights. Set aside 5 quiet minutes before bed. Turn off your screens. Prepare your honey water. Sit or lie down. And begin your tapping. Start with your forehead, then your temples, then the back of your neck. All while breathing slowly, gently, deeply. After 3 nights, check in with yourself. Are your thoughts quieter? Are you falling asleep faster? Are your mornings just a little less groggy? If so, keep going. If not, don't give up. Sometimes the body just needs a little longer to trust the process, especially after years of tension, anxiety, or restless nights. But here's what I know. Thousands of seniors across the country are using this method right now. And many of them have said the same thing. I didn't think it would work, but I'm sleeping better now than I have in years. So, if this message has resonated with you, I invite you to do 3 things. Subscribe to this channel. We share natural, safe, and effective health practices for older adults, things your body will thank you for and your doctor just might smile about too. Leave a comment below. Share your experience, your questions, or even a small wish. Maybe something like, I'm reclaiming my peaceful sleep starting tonight. When we speak our intentions, they begin to grow. Send this video to someone you care about. A friend, a sibling, a neighbor who mentions their struggles at night. Because sometimes, a small act of sharing can lead to a big change in someone's life. Let me leave you with this. Wishing you nights as peaceful as the dreams of your childhood, where sleep came softly and the world felt safe. May your bed become a place of rest again, not of frustration. And may every tap be a gentle step toward healing. Thank you for spending this time with me. I'll see you in the next video.